How's it, South Africa? Welcome back to SA Political Lens. Today we're going global, but the roots of this story are right here at home. We're talking about the father of billionaire Elon Musk, Errol Musk, facing decades of shocking abuse allegations. Yeah, buckle up. This one's rough.
Yeah, John, according to a New York Times investigation, Errol has been accused of sexual abuse going back more than 30 years. At least 5 children and stepchildren, some as young as 4. And what makes it worse? There were police probes, court filings, even family letters, but somehow no charges ever stuck. It's like money and power hit the delete button.
And here's where it gets unbelievable. Errol himself went on Podcast and Chill and casually spoke about impregnating his stepdaughter, like it's a normal thing to do at a braai. Don't take our word for it. Listen to this.
And how's your relationship with Heidi now? Are you guys still in good
very
terms?
Good, very good.
Wow.
No, we're very good friends. She stays up. She went with me to America twice this year. Took her to see the children, to see Ellie and Rose. You know, they live in Texas.
Yeah.
The 2 daughters, they live in Texas. So took Hader with me two times this year.
Yeah.
And we get on very well.
So when you now impregnate her daughter, right?
Well, that's a tough way to put it.
Yeah.
That's a bit harsh.
Yeah, sorry about that. But I'm saying, what kind of a conversation is that like? Because this is her daughter and you
Well,
guys...
I don't know. They seem to think it's all right. So I don't...
So did you have a chat with her?
Yes.
So how does that conversation go? Like, what are you saying?
Well, Hader and I were divorced in 2004.
Yes.
20 years ago.
Okay.
And then in about 2014, her daughter, who I hadn't seen for years,
Yes.
even when Hader and I were married, her daughter lived with other people. So I never really saw much of her. Her daughter contacted me in about 2014 to say that she's struggling. She's got no money and she's battling. She's living with some guy in a storeroom in an old shopping center, poor, really poor. And so I went to, she said, can I help her? And I said, well, yes, okay. So, I went to see her in the Cape area.
Yeah.
And I went to this place where she was, and she was like thin, very thin and terribly poor and everything. And so then I started helping her with a little bit of money, to buy her some clothes and to, she was already about 29 years old.
Yeah.
And then I helped her for about 2 years. Every week I sent her money, for food and toiletries and stuff. And I even gave them a car, her and her boyfriend, a car to use, a secondhand car. And then then one day in about 2016 or so, 2017, she contacted me to say that her boyfriend, I never really saw this guy more than twice. I never seen him more than twice. But he threw her out of the place where they're staying, and she's now on the street, and she's living with it. She's got all her clothes and she's sitting on the street. So I said to her, she's a very classy girl, but this is what happens to people. So then I said to her, well, have you got the car? She said, yes, she's got the car. I said, well, put the stuff in the car and come here, So she came through to here where I am, where my daughter was still living with me, Rose, who was still at school, and the 2 of us were living here. And then she stayed with us. And then after a while, her and I got on very well. And, we sort of started a relationship.
Do you get tired of being asked this question? Because every interview they ask you this question.
Well, yes. I just tell them the same answer because, I don't have to remember anything because I just tell them the truth. And so...
What do you think is the fascination around the story?
I don't know. Look, I never... what happened was we saw... she was 30 years old when Rushy was born.
Yeah.
30 is not young. It's not a chick anymore. It's a grown-up woman. And she already had a child. She already had a daughter of 8.
Do you think it would have been different if you saw her grow up in front of your eyes? Because you said you met her when she was 4.
No. She was a child when I was married to her mother.
Yeah.
So when I heard her mother, I never saw her from the time she was about 18 because she went to a school in the Northern Cape.
Yeah.
So I never saw her. She was with relatives. And the last time I would have seen her was when she was about 17, 18, a little bit, And then or even younger than that, and then she went to stay with relatives, and for various reasons, that's what happened. It was something to do with their side of the family, and then I only saw her again when she was about 29.
So, and what does your family say? Like all the kids and
Well,
stuff? What do they
I
say?
told the boys, as soon as, what happened is she came to tell me that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
After she stayed here.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. She stayed here for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then her and her boyfriend made up.
Mm.
Well, he cried and he said he wants her to come back.
Yeah.
So she said, all right, she's going back. So she went back to the boyfriend, the one who had thrown her out.
Yes.
Okay. So then after about 2 months, she came to see me. She said, can she come and see me? Because I used to send her money through the bank. I didn't go and give them money. I sent them money. You follow? So I never saw her.
Mm.
So then she phoned me and said, she was living in Darling. And then she asked me if she can come and see me. So I said, all right. So she came through here. It's like 60 kilometers away,
Mm.
So she came through here and she told me that she's pregnant. So I said to her, well, can't be me,
Mm.
She said, no, it's you. I said, well, how can it be me?
Mm.
She said, well, you're the only one that have a relationship
Yes,
with.
yeah.
So I said, oh. So then I had a DNA test done. I had to have it done in Canada.
Yeah.
And then the DNA test came back, I'm 100% the father of the child,
Yeah.
So then, what was I going to say?
And you've had another kid since then, right?
Yeah.
You got 2 kids.
Yes.
Wow.
So we talk regularly and, we are, still see each other all the time. I provide her with a little house.
Yeah.
And she's...
Is it ever awkward when she's there and your ex-wife is there as well?
Well, everybody kind of accepted it. When it first happened, I told the Daily Mail in London, they asked me what's going on. I said, well, I have this child now with this girl. So it was in the newspapers all over the world. And then my kids, I told my kids about it. I wrote to them and said, this is the situation. Kimball said, well, it happens.
Mm.
And Elon said, well, he's not worried about that, because they're boys. They're not interested, My daughters, on the other hand, were kind of shocked, It was more or less like their sister, you see.
Yes.
So they were like, but anyway, when Ellie and Rose are coming here in 4 weeks' time, so when they come, the first thing they want to do is they want to see her, Jana, and they want to see the children, and they all go out together. And Alexandra was here 6 months ago, and she spends all her time with Jana and the 2 children. So, they get on very well.
So the fact that
they just accepted it.
Yeah. So the fact that, the papers have been writing that you had a fallout with Elon because of this, so that's not true.
No, I had a fallout with Elon because of my support for Trump.
You heard that, South Africa? That's not, oops, I misspoke. That's confidence. That's, I've been doing this so long, I think it's fine, confidence. And then boom, we've also got a clip of a family member saying this was a family secret. Even Elon Musk allegedly knew and did nothing. Have a listen.
The first thing to talk about where it became clear is when Haida and Errol got married soon after, in 1993. Jana went to her aunt in Cape Town. She stayed there. Haida felt something was wrong with Jana. Ali was just born, and Jana, at 4 years old, was behaving like a teenager, kicking, screaming, crying. And there Jana told her aunt that her stepfather had touched her, had molested her. Her brother was also there during that time, but the moment he left to go back to school, he was in grade 1 or 2 already, she took her aunt to the side. She told the aunt, and she cried. I couldn't believe how a little girl or child could cry. Her heart was broken, and she said, please don't tell my mom. Please don't tell my mom.
So, that's just one of many incidents that we're going to be going over
Yes.
today. There's quite a bit of evidence as well to back these up.
Absolutely.
There's quite a lot of people that know what's gone on. So this is not like hearsay.
Absolutely not. And it's a very difficult story to tell. It's not easy to tell it. It has to be told.
Yeah. One of the points that came across to me was that the family is very, very worried about the current generation of kids, right? So,
Yes.
like we said, Errol has had kids with his stepdaughter Jana, and those kids are very young. I think the oldest is 7, 8 years old,
Yes.
and the others are below the age of 5.
Yeah.
So they're all very young, and the family is extremely worried for their safety going forward.
That is true. Heide sent Jana to her aunt in Darling, and there it came out that Jana was molested.
What deal was made there that allowed him to walk away free without having to spend any time in prison?
Heide's lawyer told her he is guilty, he's admitted to what he has done, and that he will go to prison, probably also not stay in there very long. And there's the option of that she's financially then more secure, has a home, gets a monthly maintenance from him, and that is 2 options. She can choose between the 2 options.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people in these kind of situations, from what I've heard, do end up taking the deal.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. Is very unfortunate for Jana, you know. So, towards the end of the year in 2002, an incident with Errol and Jana happened again at their Malibu house,
Yes.
right? Of a sexual nature. And are you okay with going into that incident and what happened?
Yes, I am okay to say that. So, the family received news of what had happened. Heide, again, hugely traumatized. Heide and Harry and Jana, children, they all went off to go to the movies. And somebody forgot something and they turned around to go back home. Jana ran up the stairs to her bedroom to fetch whatever she needed to fetch, and she found her stepdad in her bedroom, and she thought she saw that he was throwing something onto the bed, and she saw it was her underwear. He had her underwear in his hand, and he tried to hide it. And she later on tells more about that in a protection order she asked for. From that incident then, Herman the oldest, he chased Errol out of the house. Elon was notified, and a protection order was
Was granted.
granted against Errol. He wasn't allowed near the house, and this was with the Los Angeles Family Protection Services. And they had to, then he wasn't allowed to come near them. He had to go and stay somewhere else. He had a boat, if I'm correct, that Elon has bought for him there, or hired, and he could go and live on his boat or wherever else. And the family, it's different from in South Africa. The family all had to go for counseling, and they had to try and find out exactly what happened. And the mother is questioned, the children are questioned, but Errol and Heide both would be questioned and asked exactly and held accountable. How can this happen? So it's more intense than in South Africa. Shortly after that, so Errol was blocked from seeing his family. He was angry about that. And he decided, well, he wasn't decided, he was basically kicked. Elon and Kimball, his family didn't want to speak to him. They were very angry. Heide and her children were in a state crying and drama. And Errol left. And then Heide couldn't cope anymore. Errol talks about that, but he wasn't, as far as I know, and I'm sure of it, he wasn't there when she tried to commit suicide. Other family members flew from South Africa to come and support Heide. After the family has been there, Heide and her children, it seems Elon had their passports. She went and applied. She reported that her passport was lost. And Errol then organized from South Africa passports for them. And Heide and her children flew back. They left the house, they locked the doors, they left everything that was moved from South Africa. All in the meantime, in that's all their furniture and paintings and precious things and baby photo albums and all their things were moved to Los Angeles or to Malibu, and they left all of that behind and they fled. They rather wanted to come back. I think Elon wanted to be quite strict in the situation and try and control Heide and what's going on with the children.
I'm sure he was probably freaking out. Like, he was like, everything in my career is taking off. My life is, all of the things I've worked towards is finally happening. And now my dad's here and this is unraveling in front of me. So I'm sure he probably just wanted the story to disappear as quick as possible.
Yes.
And this will connect a lot of dots for people, I think, because this is a huge story that has been brought up on every single interview with Errol, and it's been brought up many times with Elon as well, why they fell out and why they no longer speak to each other. And it's always a very vague story. The one he told me doesn't really make sense. What Errol said to me on the podcast, he said that Elon wanted him to stay in America and he left. So that was like the final straw that broke the camel's back. And Elon didn't want to speak to him anymore. Obviously, there was more, like, Elon talks about stuff that he suffered through abuse and stuff from his father when he was younger. But Errol makes it sound like the fact that he didn't want to stay in America anymore was this big, like, blowout between him and Elon and the reason that they don't speak anymore. Well, in fact, it's the fact that he his stepdaughter.
Yes.
Which I think is going to kind of blow some people's minds.
So let's unpack this. Errol calls the allegations false and nonsense in the extreme. But the man is literally on record bragging about his stepdaughter. Come on, brah, if that's nonsense, then Eskom must be running on solar full-time.
John, but you're right. Imagine an ordinary oak from Pretoria trying to justify that. He'd be locked up before he could even finish his castle light. But because Errol's got Elon's surname and some cash, suddenly 3 decades of allegations just vanish into thin air.
Exactly. The justice system in this case feels like it's buffering. Sorry, sir, your crimes didn't load. Please check your Wi-Fi and try again.
And notice something else? Elon Musk is very quick to tweet about memes, Dogecoin, even politics. But when it comes to his father, silence. Dead silence. It's like the rocket ship suddenly lost signal.
So here's the real question, South Africa. Why do some families get to keep their darkest secrets locked up, while ordinary people would be dragged to courts in a heartbeat? Gone are the days when we just pretend not to see it. We see it, we hear it, and we call it out.
That's our lens for today. Stay curious, stay woke, and remember, just because someone can build rockets doesn't mean they can escape gravity.